Welcome to Ask the Psychic Medium with me, Bonnie Page. Today I'm going to read a question that was sent in to me from a viewer for my column, Ask the Psychic. Can suicide keep you out of heaven? Dear Bonnie, my son passed away 2 months ago and I want to have a reading done, but I've been told that he might not be in heaven or able to communicate with me because he chose to take his life. My hope is that you can shed some light on this with me and tell me if this is true or not. My heart is broken and I desperately want to know if he's okay. And this is from Carly. Carly, I can tell you 100% yes, your child is okay. I always tell everyone that God would not forsake us, especially our children and the ones that we love, because they chose to take their life. I have sons and daughters come through all the time. I'll have parents come in and they won't tell me what the circumstance was when I'm giving a mediumship reading. But their loved one will come through and they'll tell me they had a traumatic passing, and they might tell me more, and I might feel like they've taken their life. But they come through with their same personalities, only they're enlightened. There's no addictions, there's no anything that was holding them back. There's no mental confusion. There's no heartbreak with them. They're 100%, and they come back so happy to be able to communicate with their loved ones, their moms and their dads and their sisters and their children, to say, I am in heaven, I am in heaven. And I actually learned this, maybe 30 years ago, before I was ever a full-time medium. In fact, I was still in my 20s when I had a friend who was only 18, and her name was Chrissy. Was and is such a beautiful, smart girl. She had just got accepted into college. She was very sensitive. I was just a couple years older. I had done her makeup for the prom. I was a part of her family, gone to her graduation. We were together constantly, me and Chrissy. And she had this long-time boyfriend since way back for years that she just was so in love with. And it was a very intense relationship. But he started to break apart from her. And she was having a really hard time with that. I didn't realize how hard of a time she was having, but Chrissy ended up taking her own life, and her mom found her, and she was only 18 years old, and it hurt the family and all of us so much. I remember getting the news, and Chrissy had actually shot herself, and her mom found her on her bed while she was bringing in her laundry. And as a girl that was just, so young, she was 18 and I was 20, the first thing I thought is, oh my goodness, how could Chrissy do this? How could she hurt herself this way? Her dad and her were avid gun people, but the guns were locked away. It's nothing to blame on someone else. Chrissy knew how to use guns. They had target practice together before. And I'm telling you this story because I hope that it really sinks in and it really helps you. a few nights after Chrissy's passing, Chrissy came to me in the night. My third eye opened up. I could see her clearly. I could see her beautiful face. It was not harmed. She was not harmed. And her message was just, and I'm getting goosebumps right now because she wants you to know that her soul was still perfect. She had made an emotional decision, but that didn't mean that she didn't get into heaven. She was in heaven. And after all these years later, you know, I'll connect with Chrissy and she'll say, I actually help people now as they come into heaven with scenarios like mine. I know how to welcome them in. I know how to take care of them. I know what they need. So Chrissy now, on the other side, helps children, really children who have decided to take their own life. She's on the other side of life now, helping. She's a worker now. She's busy, she tells me, and it's not a good thing to know that she's busy, but it is a wonderful thing to know that she now can help someone with her circumstance. So what I really want you to know, that I now, after years of being a full-time medium, and I will have parents come in, and because of their religious beliefs or what they've heard, or they just am like, is my child in heaven? Because they took their own life. And I can tell you, after having that communication with Chrissy all through the years, and then delivering messages from, to mom and dads who I didn't know that their child had committed suicide, but they come in beautiful. It's just so heartwarming to watch. Now, lots of times I will have them say, I'm so sorry, I wasn't thinking right. You know, some of them have something going on medically, you know, or they have an addiction or an ailment. But when you cross over to the other side, when they cross over and they are in heaven and they are surrounded by God and Jesus and the angels, their soul is perfect, just perfect. All of those ailments go away. All of those heartaches go away. They are back connected beautifully with God. And so I really want to put people's fears that this has happened to a loved one or a friend. I just wanted to make this video so that you know that your loved one is truly, truly in the hands of God and in heaven. I only like to teach what I actually know for myself. So I wanted to share that with all of you today. It's a harder video to make, but without any uncertainty, I know that your loved ones are in heaven, whether they have taken their own lives or not. I do know, however, that they do come through and they feel so badly for what they put their families through. I know that without a fact. Wow, my mom found me or my dad found me. And they come through with, I just want to let everyone know that I am sorry. I just wasn't thinking in my right mind at the time. So no matter why they chose to take their own life, they are certainly still in heaven. So I hope that that brings someone peace that is watching this video today. And thank you for joining me for Ask the Psychic.